Exhaust Tips, brought to you by Heartthrob Exhaust, where technology and craftsmanship come together.
You know, if you look around, it's easy to see that our modern society is enamored with size. From the biggest steak to the smallest cell phone, we either want the biggest and the baddest or the smallest and the coolest. But too much of either one of those can be a bad thing when you're trying to decide what size of tubing to use on your exhaust system. So we're going to try to clear the air a little bit and lay out some parameters that will help you decide what size tubing is best to get the most out of your engine. Okay, most people know that if you go too small with your tubing, you choke the engine down. If you go too large, you lose low-end torque. The secret is to hit it somewhere in the middle. Here's some guidelines. If your engine is around 150 horsepower, you'll be fine with 2-inch diameter tubing in either a single or a dual exhaust system. If your motor's kicking out 250 to 350, a 2.5-inch pipe in either a single or a dual system is going to work well for you. If you have over 450 horsepower, a 3-inch pipe is a must for single exhaust, and 2.5-inch pipe is still okay if you're running duals. If you're beyond 550 horsepower, you're going to need a 4-inch pipe for a single system and a 3-inch pipe if you're going to be running duals. Now obviously there's some leeway here because sometimes you don't have enough room to run the size tubing you need. Other times you want the more big, wide open sound that a larger piece of pipe will give you. But at least these sizes will get you in the ballpark of what's going to work best on your engine.
Now, quick tip. Brought to you by E3 Spark Plugs, born to burn.
When you're working on your project, eventually you're going to have to split some rubber hose to go through a firewall or around some wiring or around an edge. There's any number of reasons that you would need to do this. The problem is, when you try to split it freehand, it's almost impossible to get a straight cut when you're chasing it all over the bench top. And you usually end up cutting your fingers more than you do the hose. But there is a solution to this. All you have to do is take a piece of 2x4 and cut it like a triangle. Then drill a hole in it a little bit bigger than the size of tubing you're going to split, and then cut it all in half. This allows you to take a razor blade and lay it along the angled cut of the wood. This puts the cutting edge of the razor blade into the hole that you drilled before, so when you slide the tubing in, the razor blade slices the tubing. Also notice where you mount the razor blade dictates how deep the cut goes into the hose. Now, once you have it how you want it, just put the other piece on and clamp it in place. Now, take your tubing, slide it into the hole, and what comes out the other side is a perfectly sliced piece of tubing. Simple, easy, and ready for you to go to work with. Now, if you'd like to learn more tips that make your life easier in the shop, check out the tips page on the website.